Hello and welcome to New Filmmakers Los Angeles in partnership with Movie Maker magazine. My name is Danny DeLillo. We're here at the South Park Center. I'm delighted to be joining Sofia with her movie Peccadillo. Let's take another clip.
Los secretos son del diablo. Le pertenecen. Si andas escondiendo uno, te estarías metiendo con el diablo.
La fantasía también se vive. Y tu carita de ángel me dice lo mucho que quieres volar.
Sofia, firstly, welcome back, because you were here in 2021 with your film, but I'm so glad we get to do this together today. But well done. Thank you for bringing your film to us.
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm very excited to be part of this festival again. You guys been so welcoming and, always shining a light to underrepresented talent is always a plus. Thank you.
Well, we can't do it without you, and I completely fell in love with your film. Your film is forever in my mind. It is so powerful. It is such a wonderful film to visually watch as well. Brilliant actors and a story that it's incredible. But for those that haven't seen Sofia, tell us a little bit about the story.
So Peccadillo tells the story about Lorenzo. He's an 18-year-old boy who wants to explore his feminine side, but decides to keep it a secret. And according to the religious family, secrets belong to the devil. So the devil personified follows Lorenzo everywhere he goes until he has to decide whether to keep this secret and have the devil behind him everywhere he goes, or embrace his true colors, his true self, and come out of his family. This is basically a love letter to all my loved ones and family members and friends that had a hard time, expressing themselves back in the day.
Well, this film is super powerful. Goodness me, there's so many people from so many different countries, cultures, families, religions that can really empathize and understand. But I love this dynamic through this story and these characters and these people that you brought to life. Certainly, even on a personal level, growing up in a very religious family, knowing that I'm part of the LGBTQ, I certainly can relate to this character. I've certainly was crying. I was like, this is amazing, because it's exactly how it feels. And I love these characters you created. There's so many moments in this film where I'm like, all the subtleties are there for the feelings of what he was going through. But I love this brightness and these colors that you brought into it. So I'm just curious, knowing what the impact the story is having and will continue to have, when was this idea, when did the idea come to you? And how did that unfold into you writing the script?
First of all, my mind always floats between fantasy, fiction, and reality. Like, I feel like half of the time I live in my imagination, but I also like getting inspired with all the memories and all the people that surround me. So this story I actually wrote 15 years ago.
Wow.
And it was inspired between, fantasy, but also the realness of my friendships. There were friends, like my closest friends, who were gay. I became that secret bearer. I was holding their secrets safe with me.
Yeah.
I was the devil, kind of like in the film. Like they told me their secret, and I carried them with me, and it carried a big weight on me because I just saw everything through a different lens. As they were living these moments of hiding who they truly were behind closed doors, maybe hiding from their family members, or I used to get to pick them up from troubled times and things like that. And I just kept quiet, but I wrote this beautiful script that is based between reality but also fantasy, because it's a blend. The characters obviously are inspired, but they're not 100% real from backstories. It was only till 2021 that I decided to pull this script out of the closet per se, after meeting a new generation of queer people. You know, I met Rosa Venus, who is the singer of the
So good,
the songs of all the film. I met her, and something about her and all her chosen family, when I saw them, when I met them, just triggered something beautiful in me that I was like, I should take this script out and I should try to, you know, embrace it and make it happen, because seeing them flourish and walk in with such confidence to a room full of people that maybe not, maybe they won't even understand who they really are.
Yeah.
Just having them confident walking in, I just turned to myself and said, I wish all my friends, I wish, you know, back in the day we could just be free as opposed to being ourselves behind closed doors. So that's kind of the story of why I brought this story to life now and not 15 years ago when I wrote it. Yeah.
Wow, it's an amazing story. I love that, you know, those stories that we may have kept close to us all these years, they and you know, amazingly enough, it still resonates today very, very well. But I love the journey that your film took on. I'm so glad it came out the closet, so to speak. But also gratitude to you, because, you know, it's not easy when you're carrying these secrets of people. It really isn't, you know, but you know, we couldn't do without you, because to have that trust in someone is such an important thing. These characters though that were created, like, it was incredible, you know, like really, truly incredible. Like, you know, obviously this whole devil impact was so prominent, right? But it's exactly how it kind of, you know, feels. And then this young person exploring that, you know, their sexuality, their sensuality, so many things when you're growing up and you know, you're in adolescence, and so many things you're discovering about yourself and your environment. How did you go about finding the cast, and did that change over the 15 years of what you kind of initially visualized? Did that develop, and then how did you cast, because they were brilliant?
That's a good question. I think that definitely something's changed after I took it out of the drawer. But I feel like how I found the cast, I was following Huitzili Espinosa, which is the main talent who plays
So
Lorenzo.
good. So good.
I was following them on Instagram for, I don't know, like 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And something about their eyes captivated me. I feel like I'm always looking for sensibilities in people's eyes, how they speak with their eyes. Huitzili didn't have any experience acting at all.
Really?
They're a model.
Wow,
So I was like, I want to give them a chance.
Yeah.
I started talking to them and we just connected, and I gave them my trust, and I feel like Huitzili made an amazing job. I feel like Lorenzo wouldn't be described as well as how Huitzili, you know, made it happen. And as far as the drag queens,
was that fun?
that
fun?
was so
casting
much
it?
fun. I mean, we're now like a big family. It's really amazing. Like I haven't had this experience in anything of my work before.
Yeah.
That now it's like a family. We are a family. It's beautiful. We've flourished so much together. But going back to your question, so when I met Aya Noel, I met Aya through, also I saw her through Instagram, and something about her, you know, drag character kind of like resonated with me. When I did the casting, I had a few drag queens, well-known drag queens from Monterey, do auditions, and all the auditions were, you know, they did their full drag auditioning. And Aya Noel, who plays Raciela in Pecadillo, decided to do the audition out of drag. So I was like, okay, let's give it a chance. I started crying as soon as, you know, they auditioned, and I knew instantly that, you know, she would play the best Raciela because she had this motherly instinct, this beautiful energy that I was looking for this character. This character is like a godmother, you know?
You felt it, yeah.
I felt it instantly. And with Eva Blunt, who plays the devil, also the devil drag who's in one of the scenes. My producer Pablo Guisa introduced me to Eva Blunt, and we immediately clicked, and I just thought that it would be a great way to bring this story to life, actually bringing drag queens in front and behind the camera, bringing the LGBT community in front and behind the camera. Because at the end of the day, it's not just a story that I write. If I'm writing a story, the realness of it will come to life.
Yeah, for sure.
When you bring everybody behind that, you know, you actually handcraft everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even the art in the walls are made from queer people in Monterey. So
That's
everything is
amazing.
very detailed, even if it doesn't show. But
yeah, no, it does show. And you know, listen, your attention to detail is incredible. I mean, it was, you know, I mean, firstly, you know, these wonderful characters that you brought to life, but also the actors behind them. You know, there was so much power in the eyes. You know, I really loved just even through the eyes, they told so much to each other, you know, in their feelings. But I just want to say this film was beautifully designed. You filmed this in Monterrey in Mexico, which was obviously where you're from, which I love your city. I love it so much. Been there many times. And what's been so special is it really was beautiful to see on the big screen, like the production design, the costumes, the look and the feel of the film. Tell us about how you kind of wanted it to look and feel, because it was exquisite to watch.
I feel like I wanted it to look like I don't want to say a fairy tale, but like a kitsch.
Yeah.
Like fairy tale, but not like something that lingers between magic and the real life, you know? I wanted that kitsch feel to it, where there's a lot of glitter, there's a lot of color, there's a lot of different textures around. But I also wanted it to feel very real to the community and to Mexico, because it does feel very religious, but there's a thin line where religion and kind of like not the sin per se, but like all the colors and all the prohibited stuff like blends in and finds a happy medium. So I wanted to look like that.
Yeah, you really did find that as well. And you know, it's you know, these are such hard conversations in families to have with, you know, your child and with families, and when you bring in religion and of course what we're taught about the devil and all those sorts of things that we're taught. But I really think you just captured it just from, you know, if I was watching it as a parent or watching it as a child, like, you know, both aspects, and it wasn't like right or wrong. It was just this is how it feels. But I think the one thing you really shone with your main character is just this hopeful ability of essence of freedom to be your authentic self. And I'm curious, like, you've been on a journey with this film, so what did you want your audience to take and experience from your film?
Exactly what you're saying, to be free.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like we've been through a festival run for almost 2 years.
Wow.
And it's been a wonderful journey, not only because we see how the viewers respond, but when they approach us and tell us how this film made them feel alive or resonated with them. Even like family members have come to us, sometimes in tears of joy, just saying that after this film they're gonna go hug their, you know, uncle that they never accepted, or things like that. That makes us feel very good, because that's the whole point of this film. And like you said, I know that religion is brought to this story, but I'm not, you know, pointing fingers at anyone at all. I just think that it's important to know how sometimes growing up in a family that is extremely religious and doesn't let you be free 100% may cause an impact, you know. And I think that it's okay to be different. It's okay to embrace our true colors. And at the end of the day, that's what we want to convey with this film. Show
Yeah.
the love and the light of every human being and accept them for who they are.
Well, that's amazing, and you're a very, very talented filmmaker, honestly, because you're keep going into your imagination, because it's what it displayed on screen was amazing, and I think what's so special about this film is that whether it makes you feel free because it's something you're personally going through, whether it educates others or allows you to have more empathy, whatever you're experiencing, you're taking something from the film, in a powerful way. But I can tell you though that the film is that powerful that if there is someone that is struggling with their identity or their sexuality, that's going to save lives. If I'd seen that when I was a kid, that would have saved me from harming myself. You know what I mean? All those things, so your film is very, very impactful. So just well done, and a great love letter to Mexico, but also the LGBT plus community as well, honestly. I mean, I know you've been on a 2-year festival, that's a long journey.
Well, maybe not 2 years. I think I exaggerated.
Hey,
but almost.
It feels like 2
almost.
years,
It
right?
feels like forever. Yes.
Yeah. No. I mean, it must be amazing when you put it in front of a live audience. I mean, your second film, how was it last night? Because obviously, not only is it part of New Filmmakers, it was a special in focus to celebrate our Latinx filmmakers and so many amazing films from all over Central South America here in the United States. How was that experience last night?
It was beautiful. It was very magical. I think the audience resonated with all the films in our block. It's just a breath of fresh air when you hear all the audience sighing or laughing at the right moments.
Yeah.
For me, that's kind of like the glitter to my heart. Hearing that is just, puts me in a space where I don't want to stand up from my chair because I love that feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Making people feel something,
I remind you why you've done all this. You're like, this is what I did it for, right? Yeah.
And then we had a special performance with Silly. We've been doing this in the past 2 festivals where in our rolling credits, I shine a spotlight to either one of the drag queens from the short, or with Silly, who plays Lorenzo and does some show. So that was surprising for the audience.
That's amazing.
And, it's kind of like a piece of the screen coming out to reality. The magic of the screen coming out. So it was nice.
That's super special. And again, thank you again for that. What is next for you, Sofia?
What is next for me? Well, I have a few projects right now. I'm working on a TV series with a lot of dancing, a lot of glitter. It's a hybrid series. It's a comedy, but it's also a dark fantasy. So,
nice.
Yeah. I'm working on that and also on a feature.
Fantastic.
So I'm hoping, to bring more glitter to the screen.
Please.
And bring more drag queens too. Because now I'm I can't go back without thinking of them. I mean, I've always written scripts here and there with them in it, but this is the first time that I actually, brought them into one of the scripts, and it's just I have to bring them all the time. I just love them, It gives me life and gives people life, and
absolutely, absolutely. And you want to work with people that you love and that you connect with, right, as well. But well, listen, always bring glitter to, even if you can bring glitter to every single one of your projects, just put a hint of it in, and even if it's not in the right genre. But thank you so much for not only just your film, but also for just the support you've had for many, many people, because it takes someone like you to make people feel accepted. So thank you very much, and looking forward to your next project.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Sofia, everyone.